all set up here so I can see your responses. Give it a few moments for people to get online here. I don't know if my iPad's going to keep up. Nope, it's not. So we're going to have to go to the computer. My iPad's pretty old, so it doesn't keep up very well. So how's everybody today? I got my notes set up here and all that. So let me, if I can get this up and running, I should have been prepared. Let's see here. Everything is slow today. I hope your day isn't doing that. So I'm going to go over a few little announcements. There isn't too much today, but the big news, you know, of course, is the new catalog is coming. Oh goodness, it's taking its time. Okay, slowly. I guess because all the news and stuff is popping up on my screen, it's taking forever. There we go. Now I can see comments and I can see me, which I really don't need to see me. But I just wanted you to know what I was doing so that it didn't take away. So that needs to go down there. I'm sorry it's taking so long. Let's see, we're at 3:03. Okay. So I don't know who all is here, but I'm going to go ahead and get started. Like I said, the big news is the new catalog. Soon I'll be able to show you what's inside these beautiful pages. You should have yours by now. You know, yeah, I don't know for sure if I can. Even though these have gone out in the mail, I'm not sure if I can still show this. I'll have to check my policies and make sure. But most of you should have gotten yours. If you don't have one, contact me. I will get one in the mail to you ASAP. Okay? So that takes care of the catalog. Okay, so one of the announcements is the trimmer blades. Okay. So we all know our Stampin' trimmer, this blade comes out and gets replaced. This one here is the scoring tool, so you don't really need to replace this. But this one does come out, and once your edges start to get rough, you want to replace it. Okay, so there's no real way to actually sharpen that blade, although maybe aluminum foil might do it. I don't know. I use it on my Cricut, so it sharpens that blade. However, these blades came back in stock, and they were out of stock within an hour or two. They're supposed to be back in stock by June 17th. They have 24,640 of them coming in. So mark your calendars. If you need blades, you can order up to 6 packets. Also know that we are no longer going to be carrying that trimmer as of June 4th. The blades we will carry until September. But who knows how fast they're going to go out of stock. I can see this little bitty hair sticking out. So if you need blades and you want to stock up until you can figure out, you know, if you need another trimmer or not. I mean, I'm going to keep using mine. There's no sense in getting rid of it. It's a great trimmer. You can score and trim it, portable, so it's great. All right, so that's about the trimmer. Let's see. The storage system. So, the storage system. This is in our new catalog. It came out, I think, a month ago, and it's already a lot of pieces on back order. So that's actually a configuration page, so you can see how they work. But this right here, this is for the ink pads and for markers. So you can put your ink pads here and your markers there to coordinate. Those are on back order. And then the open container and the topper are also, the flat topper are on back order, unfortunately. They have more of those coming in July 1st. They will continue to order them. They're very popular. But this is just a little configuration thing. So these are for your Stampin' Blends. So those are still out there. And the little partial open topper thing here that most people will store their re-inkers in, you can put trinkets in, whatever, those are still available. So that's that. Okay. All right, back to the everything is rosy medley. People, this thing is going to go fast here. I've seen tons and tons of ideas on Pinterest, and a lot of fellow demonstrators getting this. I've got one on order. I also, well, just so you know what all comes in it, it's $80, okay? $95.26 with shipping and tax. Okay, so what do you get for your 80 bucks? You get a stamp set with matching dies. You get this is the stamp set. It has all of these beautiful flowers, and I'm sorry, I can't barely see what it is. Oh, you've got birthdays, you've got celebrating you, you've got congratulations, don't let worry spoil your happy. So you got great sentiments. And the florals are very versatile, especially with the leaves and the stems with the berries and everything. So you get that, and you're going to get a matching die set. This is an excellent picture of all of the pieces parts. So not only are you going to get your stamp set and your dies, you're going to get punch cards. Okay, punch outs. Some are floral, and then you've got rose gold foil labels, and then you're going to have 48 pieces of designer paper, double-sided, so that's a ton of paper, 6 by 6, and then you're going to have your foils, your rose gold foils. That's a separate pack of paper. You're going to get the Melon Mambo and the Night of Navy ribbon. This is a ruched ribbon, and this is like a satin with a rose gold trim. You're also going to get the rose gold shimmer paint. And then these right here are little mirror medallions, I guess you'd call them. They're also rose gold, and they have a little plastic cover on top of them to keep them from getting scratched before you use them. So you can put them on to embellish. So you're going to get all of this lovely stuff for $95.26 with tax and shipping. Okay, so then Stampin' Up! Came out with a recipe, basically, for all the samples that we have access to. When you look at the Everything is Rosy video that we have posted, and if you haven't seen it, I'll repost it. But this tells you all the pieces, parts that you need to make all those cute little designs. And then of course you're going to see other demonstrators that are creating with it, and I can't wait to create with it myself. Now, I am, with that being said, if I can get 4 people to purchase the Everything is Rosie's medley by the end of May, because that's when it's gone, May 31st. If I can get 4 people minimum to purchase that, I am giving away a free Big Shot. Never been opened. It's still in the box sitting over here on my floor. If I don't have 4 purchasers, I'll have to find another way. But if you would like a free Big Shot, order the Everything is Rosie medley at my store. It's francinewilson.stampinup.net. You can see all of my info in a moment. It's down here on my table. Okay, so now we're going to go on to making a really cool card. I was watching a video from a couple of European demonstrators. They were doing this live Facebook in French, English, and German. It was really interesting to watch, and then the technique was just really cool. Now, I don't know how many of you know, but Lovely as a Tree is retiring after 30 years. Hi Megan, how are you? Thank you for joining me. This stamp set has been in our repertoire for 30 years. It's going away. They finally have decided to retire it. So they were using this stamp set, and then last year we got Rooted in Nature, which is this stamp set. And as you can see, it's similar, minus the winter trees. It's similar, but I'm hoping this one stays for 30 years because, you know, they're so versatile, very versatile. I'm going to show you what they were doing and how to make these beautiful trees that you can put on your cards. Here's 2 examples from the Rooted in Nature, so that you can get some depth out of your trees. Okay, so these are just a couple little examples. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and turn the camera down and get to making some cards. Okay, let's see if I'm down far enough here. I have a little bit of a delay on my screen. So we're going to do Lovely as a Tree, and we're going to do one in this big tree and Rooted as Nature. We're going to use this tree and this tree, okay, for some simple cards. And and I forgot to say, this Rooted in Nature, whereas Lovely as a Tree has no sentiments, Rooted in Nature has sentiments, and you have some branches and some leaves, and there's also a die set that goes with this. So, okay, I'm going to be using my markers, my Stampin' Write markers, all the greens that I have, a yellow, and my Mellow Mambo. And I'm going to use Berry Burst card base. I'm going to go ahead and fold that. Okay. Now, I played around with this braided linen ribbon, and I got it tied. I used the old Girl Scout square knot, and in order to hold it to where I needed it, so I got them all pre-tied, I used my little clippers and I held the knot in place until I could tighten it. Now if you don't have it, you can do what I normally do, is I will take my finished, or my background card, and I'll do it until it's flexed up, and then as I tie it, it loosens up enough. Okay, so I'm going to set these 2 things aside. This is for the inside of my card. It is 5 1/4 by 4, so that I can write on the inside of my card. And I've already stamped and punched this. This is out of the tailored tag label, and it is from Rooted in Nature. It says, "You are wonderful." I don't know if you can see it. So here's my little piece that I'm going to work with right now. And what I'm going to do is take my Pear Pizzazz ink pad, stamp just to get my background. Then I'm going to take my markers, and I'm just going to toss my lids over there. They're not going to dry out. What I'm going to do is just tap, and you're using the side of the marker. You're not doing down on the point. And then to get any of the ink off that may have picked up from the Pear Pizzazz, you just wipe it over here on your scratch paper. And I'm going to do this across this whole tray. Just keep adding color. I've got Granny Apple Green. So that was Daffodil Delight, Mango Medley, and Granny Apple Green, and this is Old Olive. Oops, wrong side. And I am using the brush tip, just going all over the place. And I'm not worried about them picking up other colors. They're dark. They'll be fine. I'm just going to twist my stamps all around so I get all different. I'm not getting the same tapping the whole way. Okay, so that was, what was that, Garden Green? Yes, that was Garden Green. This is Shaded Spruce, and this is Mossy Meadow. Hey Loretta, how are you? Okay, so that's all of my tree in the canopy, and then I've got soft suede that I'm going to do the tree trunk. And I want to let you know, if you don't have all the markers, that's not a big deal. Daubers will do the same thing. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp this about, I think it's about an inch from the bottom, maybe. I'm just going to stamp it and hold it for a second. Let the ink set in. And look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at the depth in that tree. All because of a tap, tap, tap with your marker top. Okay, so then I'm going to take my, oh goodness, what do I want to do? You know what? Because this is going to blend right in there, I'm going to go ahead and scrape the edges on my ink pad. Oh, and what I was saying about the daubers, you can just use your ink pads and the daubers and daub around your tree. So a little dimensional action here. And put this, oh, you know what, I'm going to wait 1 second. I want to get my linen on here. And then I think what I'm going to do with it is, because I'm doing it a little different than the ladies did. I'm doing mine on the vertical. Okay, so you can see it's pretty long. So I'm also going to take and put some dimensionals on this. This will not cause your card to be more expensive to send. It's still an ounce, so it will work. And I'm going to use this in just a moment. Okay, like that. dimensionals off, and I'm going to set this, well, I was going to do a little cockeyed. I think I'll do the cockeyed with the other one. So I'm going to set this as centered as possible. Oh, it's still a little crooked. Oh well, no big deal. And I'm going to put "You Are Wonderful" right here. Then what I'm going to do is, take your pick tool, I'm going to take the pointed end, and I'm going to, well, actually I need to clip this. This is quite long. I needed the length. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this off, and then I'm going to get it shredded. I do it with my fingernails, but I just had them painted, so they're still a little tender. Hi Cynthia, thank you for joining me. Let's see, what did you say here? Oh, that's cute. I need somebody to come and do my clothes and my bathrooms, because that's not my favorite job to do. So then I'm going to, well, I need to use a little glue dot to hold this in place, okay? And then some snail. And get that centered on there. I will have the measurements for all of this on my blog. Just so you know, you can go out there and check it out. And get that centered on there. Oh, I went right off my page. Oh well. And then this, I cut to the 5.5. Oh, no, I didn't. I evidently cut it to 5.25. Okay. I thought I cut it longer. Let me get this off of here. Okay. So there you have one. And that is with Lovely as a Tree. So if you want this set, you need to get it now. It is going away as of June 4th. And I still have a little bit of glue over here, so I'll get that off later. But then you can write something beautiful inside, or you can stamp inside. So that's one. And then we're going to do a similar thing here with Rooted in Nature. And by the way, this designer paper that I'm using here is Rooted in Nature's designer paper. It's called Nature's Poem. Okay, so I'm going to use this bigger stamp. And I will go ahead and get my tree trunk. And there's some branches in here that you can see. Just kind of a little bit of everywhere. Just a couple little touches. And then I'm going to start with my lighter color, like I said. Just dappling along. Now this one is from Rooted in Nature, and you can see my colors are coming off. They'll always come off the Stampin' Write markers. They don't absorb the other's color. You just wipe them down a little bit. And another little tapping. And I would have done this, shown you with the daubers, but I don't have enough daubers. I apologize. Okay. So get more color in here and mist the brown so that you can see the branching. Go back in here and maybe touch up the branches a little bit. Because it's just random. Random. Okay, there's my branches. There's a couple more. I just want them to stand out a little bit. And by the way, if your ink dries a little bit, don't worry about it. We're going to do a little huff on it to bring it back. And because this one is, like I said, I'm going to do this one a little different. Because this is a bigger tree, I'm doing this on the horizontal. Oh my goodness. That's gorgeous. Depth. That is what it is. Okay. So I'm going to actually stick this one down flat with a little snail. I can get my ribbon sitting where I want it to sit. And I'm going to have the ribbon underneath this one. And it's going on there. Well, I can get it there. There we go. It is a cockeyed tree. Okay, so then we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to snip off this excess. And then I'm going to go ahead and shred it out. This Take Your Pick tool is amazing. It has this pointed end, and then you twist, and then there's a spatula end. And you can use that for, oh, if you make a boo-boo and you want to separate your paper from your cardstock. It works great like that. And then the other tool, the other end of this tool, I'll show you in 1 second. I'm sure some of you have seen this already. Hi Ruth, how are you? And yes, Cynthia, I have that gummy eraser thing. I just rarely use it. This is a stickum side, and of course sometimes it comes out a little more than you need. So you just give it a little twist and you get stickum so you can pick up your embellishments, your tiny embellishments like your sequins and pearls and things like that. Okay, so I've got that, and then I'm going to put this on with a couple of dimensionals. And again, because it's a similar color, I'm going to go ahead and just scrape the edges just to give it some definition and make it stand out. And how I did this, I'll show you in 1 second. I want to see how this is going to look on the card, because I thought about doing this and then trimming it. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. And then trimming off my excess. So I can do that. Oh, how about if I do this first? Fold my card. And then I can put this on here. And it's a whole new way. This way there's no measuring about when it's at an odd angle. It just clips right off. So now you have 2 cards using your markers or your daubers, and the linen thread. It is, oh goodness, I cannot. It's a braided linen thread. Let me get the braided linen trim. And the item number is 147808 in case you would like to get some. It has 10 yards. So there's tons and tons. And I will use these scrap pieces here. So let me go ahead and get the inside of this card on. Get my stuff out of the way. Leave that there. Now this one I did make 5.5. It's 5.5 by 1 1/4, whereas this one is 5 1/4 by 1. So there you have it. And if you have any other questions about any of the product, let me know. I did want to reiterate that if I can get 4 people to purchase that Everything is Rosy Medley, I am giving away a free Big Shot. Brand new Big Shot, never out of the box. Minimum 4 people. So, yes, it was very fast. That's why I like these cards, because I'm in the midst of like 14 different projects and I need to get them all done. And they're all a priority, so I'm trying really hard. So, all right, people, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you here next Tuesday at 3 o'clock. Thank you. I think I'm just going to give you a real quick close-up of the cards. There you go. So if you want to take a little snapshot. Thank you guys. Have a great day. You're very welcome, Cynthia.